Welcome to the chemistry lab. This side Hardeep Kaur, your analytical chemistry teacher. I'm assistant professor of chemistry here, and I'm taking care of your BTP 207 analytical chemistry lab. And for the today practical, we are taking this experiment number 3, that is to determine the strength of NaOH using HCl. And here the strength of the HCl is given to us, but we don't know the strength of NaOH. So our aim is to just determine the strength of NaOH by using HCl. And here if you will see the chemical equation, then you will see the HCl is going to react with NaOH and it will produce a salt in the water. So basically whenever you are doing the acid-base titration, it should be kept in your mind that always acid and a base, whenever they are react, they will produce salt and the water. Always salt and the water. It is basically an acid-base titration. And for the acid-base titration, there should be two things you should know. That is, one is titrant and the titrant. One the titrant that you will take in the burette, and another is the titrant that you will take in the titration flask. And obviously when you are reacting both the reactant, you don't know when the reaction is going to be complete. And for this we have this some set of the indicators that you can use for the indication of the result. That will let you know the endpoint has been reached. So basically what is the endpoint? Endpoint is what? That when your reaction has been completed. When your titrant is completely react with the titrant and will produce salt and the water. And for the today experiment, we are having a titrant, that is the HCl, and in the titration flask we will take the NaOH. And what will be the endpoint of the reaction? So whenever you will take the NaOH sample in the titration flask, and when you will add the phenolphthalein indicator into the base, it will produce the pink color. So you can see this pungent pink color, and when you are going to put the HCl from the burette, then you will get this indication. It will be a colorless compound. So let's start with the titration. First of all, you will rinse the burette with the titrant, whatever the substance you are taking it here. Always rinse the burette and fill the burette with the funnel. And always use this volumetric flask in which you are going to prepare the sample. Always prepare sample in the volumetric flask and label them properly. And here we have taken the HCl in the burette, and now for the titration I will take a fresh titration flask, and in this titration flask I am going to put the NaOH sample, and you can see here this is the titration pipette pump, this is the pipette. Okay, so with the help of this scroll point, you can scroll the liquid like this, and you will, when you will put it here, then press this button. Now you can see I have put the liquid and it is a colorless. Now for the first, so this is a phenolphthalein indicator. Just see its color, it is colorless in nature, but it has a property one, that when you will put it the one drop in the base, it will show a pink color, a sharp pink color. You can see here. So you can see the pungent color. So just mix it properly so that the indicator make a complex with the compound. Now I'm going to start. The first thing you kept in your mind, you always take, you are a single person, handy person. You have to take care of all the things, that the flow of the liquid from the burette into the titration should be constant and it should be dropwise. Now you can see here there is an addition of dropwise liquid. I am constantly stirring it and vigorous shaking is going on. So this is the key point, that constant stirring, vigorous shaking, so that both the reacting they got the time and they get reacted with each other. the same thing that you have to see here. When single drop will make a huge significant difference, that means your endpoint is near. So there is a difference between an endpoint and an equivalence point. Endpoint when the reaction has been completed, and equivalence point when both the reactants are having an equal volume. Now you can see this, the sharp endpoint has been done, but you cannot rely on this endpoint. Sometimes it can happen the color just reappear. So you have to wait for the 2 minutes. After that you can see this burette reading is the final burette reading. So you have to do it like this. Wait for some time. Shake it. Now I think there is nothing is reappearing. So now you can see that was the you can say the start point, and this is the end point. So this is acid base titration with the help of the phenolphthalein indicator. Here we are taking the HCl and the NaOH, and we are taking the results here. So for the calculation part, you have to apply the normality equation, because you have 0.1 normal solution. So normal means you have to apply normality. If there is a molar solution, you have to apply the molarity solution equation, that is M1V1 is equal to M2V2. Here you can see that N1 for NaOH is not known to us, so it was N1. How much volume you have taken? 10 ml, and N2 for that is 0.1, that is given, and this is the burette reading P2. How much burette reading that you can see here? It is 6.7. So when you will write here 6.7, and whatever the normality you will get it here, that is having the unit normal. And to find out the strength of the given sample of the NaOH, you have to multiply this normality, that calculated normality, with the equivalent weight of NaOH. So here the unit for the normality is the normal, and for the strength it is the gram per liter. So today what we have discussed the acid base titration of the NaOH with the HCl. One is the acid and another is the base, and we have seen the use of the acid base indicator, that how they shows the color. This is the color indication, and this is all about the experiment number 3, and I hope you are trying it at your home, the theoretical part that we have done in our classes. Thank you so much.